You look like you could use a friend, Outlander. Perhaps I can be your friend. I'd like you to help me recover some gold.
He's in so much trouble.
No point worrying about it.
A new quest. Now I just need to read this journal entry and... Oh no! I've dropped my glasses! If only there was some way to know where I'm supposed to go. Like, oh, just spitballing here, some sort of giant glowing sign I could follow. Oh yes, that'll do. Onwards towards adventure. But only the kind of adventure that involves blindly following an arrow. Huzzah! All jokes aside, quest markers have become something of a staple of more modern RPGs. Oblivion and Skyrim feature them prominently, but Morrowind, which came out in 2002, has historically provided only the journal to rely upon for quest information. Alongside the game's combat gameplay and limited capacity for fast travel, the lack of quest markers has long been one of the chief complaints that newer players have had about jumping into Morrowind. But where modders have been able to implement all sorts of new combat and fast travel gameplay mechanics, quest markers have remained largely out of reach. Or, well, they were. For yes, as you guessed, today's more the day, and the subject of this video is in fact a pair of mods that, for better, or possibly worse depending on your point of view, bring quest markers to Morrowind. For today we're showcasing Quest Guider for MWSE and Quest Guider Lite for OpenMW, both by Diject. This pair of mods brings quest marker functionality to both of Morrowind's major modding platforms, OpenMW and MWSE/MGE XE, with varying features between them. But essentially, they provide all the hallmarks of quest markers that you've come to love, or possibly hate, from newer games. But before we delve into today's showcase, it is worth taking a look back at the journal system from Vanilla Morrowind. The journal in Vanilla Morrowind has gotten, I believe, a somewhat unfair reputation from some players as being hard to use or lacking clear direction. I actually think Morrowind's journal system is arguably the best in the Elder Scrolls games. Certainly better than the journal systems in Oblivion and Skyrim. The latter of which is a little more than a list of objectives. And I'm sorry, mate, a list of objectives is not a journal. This is an RPG, not Call of Duty. In Vanilla Morrowind, the journal provides an easy way to keep track of quests, with a breakdown menu showing entries divided by quest name, with an option to hide completed quests, and the journal even keeps track of any and all dialogue the player comes across, so you can easily reference and refer back to previous conversations on a variety of topics that may just provide additional information and context relevant to just whatever quest that you're doing. In this way, Morrowind's journal rewards the player for asking questions and talking to NPCs, instead of just running gung-ho out into the wilderness without a second thought. But, having said that, the journal can provide inaccurate or even sometimes contradictory directions on occasion, sending you out in the complete wrong direction for the quest that you're supposed to be doing. Which, yes, I can understand. I can understand how that can just be a little more than frustrating, right? And quest markers would actually help in those instances. So, having defended the journal a bit, let's actually jump in with Quest Guider Lite for OpenMW, which provides quest markers for every quest in the base game, as well as every quest entirely built, Province Cyrodiil, and Skyrim Home of the Nords. And that's about 1,600 different quests. That covers just quite a bit of ground. A Quest Guider for OpenMW comes with 4 main features. A new quest menu that acts as an extension of the vanilla game journal, a tracking map that shows a map of the game world with color-coded quest markers for just all of your currently active quests, a HUD overlay that places quest markers into the actual game world, so, you can visually see quest markers as you approach them. And that feature is actually courtesy of the OpenMW utility HUD markers by only me. And lastly, there's a visual HUD overlay on the right-hand side of the screen that tracks your current quest objectives in order of proximity, with a little directional arrow showing you just which direction to go, and a meter countdown showing you how far away you are from any particular quest objective. And all that is courtesy of another utility, a proximity tool by Diject. As a note, any and all features here can be adjusted or just simply turned off, depending on your personal preferences. The mod config is highly customizable, allowing you to set the proximity for quest markers to appear, whether or not they'll appear at all, or if they'll appear through obstacles, hotkey settings, HUD overlay settings, and just much more. If there is anything you dislike, anything at all, you can just simply turn it off and keep the features that you do like. One of those features is new quest markers for quest givers. So, any NPC that you see with one of those little just exclamation marks hovering above their heads may have a new quest for you to do, helping to distinguish them from just any other NPCs. And this might actually be a really helpful feature, if you're exploring a big city for the first time and just don't know where to go. Like the port city of Anvil, or the bustling market streets of Karthwasten or Dragonstar, or the towering metropolis of Gnosis or Old Ebonheart. Not only do these markers help you identify quest NPCs, but you'll also note, just here on the right-hand side of the screen, that there's also a little compass, just pointing towards potential quest NPCs. And that'll appear just as you're within a certain distance of such an NPC. It'll even point towards interiors or buildings that may contain a quest NPC. So, if you're just walking past a door, you may see a directional arrow pointing towards that door, indicating that there may be a new quest inside. And again, this is just really handy if you're exploring an unfamiliar city for the first time. Once you begin a quest, one or more quest markers will be added to your tracking list, as seen on the new tracking map. This will give you a general direction to go, and if you hover over each quest marker, it'll just give you a wee bit more information, like the name of the interior or exterior cell. And if you're doing a collectathon quest, or just a quest that involves a common object, you'll see quest markers for each and every instance of that object in the game world. Like with Ajira's quest to collect mushrooms or flowers. You can see where each instance of each quest item is, and just simply go to the closest one. This, of course, includes corresponding quest markers on your HUD, indicating which items are required for your quest. And once you have enough of said item, the quest objectives on the right-hand side of the screen will simply update, and the quest markers for those items will disappear. Now, this functionality might not necessarily appeal to everyone, and this could potentially act as a bit of a spoiler for quests and general loot. Like the Thieves Guild quest to steal a diamond will mark every diamond in the game world. But you have to admit, these quest markers are a technical marvel. It's honestly impressive that they even work in Morrowind at all. But anyway, when you're ready to turn in a quest, you can find the quest giver with just one of those little question marks just over their heads. Just, another one of those visual staples of certain RPGs. And like everything else, these are color-coded by quest. Now, if you have a lot of active quests, your quest tracker on the right-hand side of the screen will just dynamically change and shift, giving priority to whatever quest objective is closest. And again, these will all have randomly assigned colors, with quests that have multiple objectives getting just different shades of that same color scheme, to, just differentiate each objective. This does make just finding certain quest items, like, say, the tumor puzzle box that has, just frustrated so many players over the years, just a lot easier. And no longer will you be searching the bowels of Arcanthan for a box that's actually quite close to the entrance. And also note, the quest marker will update for any and all puzzle box randomizers that you might have installed. Though, I suppose that does kind of defeat the purpose of installing a randomizer, but, point is, it works. One thing I should mention, though, is that while these quest markers are largely accurate, sometimes they do mark quest NPCs that might not actually offer quests, or in any event, don't offer quests yet, because you don't meet their prerequisites. For example, if you join one great house, the quest givers of the other great houses will still be marked, even though you're now locked into one quest line. And while Quest Guider Lite supports the base game and the province mods from Morrowind just pretty much right out of the box, there is a utility that you can download to just generate new quest data for quest markers for any quest mod that you have installed. It takes a little extra legwork, but it's a simple enough task to add quest markers for just any and all mods that you're using. All in all, this is just a revolutionary mod. That, again, may not appeal to everyone, Not everyone wants or needs quest markers. But, for those that do, this is an extraordinary addition to the game. Now, real quick, I would just like to highlight one other mod that you may have already noticed here in the background. That just kind of ties in pretty well with the whole quest markers thing. And that's Skyrim-style quest notifications, originally made for MWSE by Laz, and ported to OpenMW by Diject. A UI and HUD mod, Skyrim-style quest notifications adds a visual and auditory element for when you begin a new quest, with the quest name, alongside a quest icon just appearing whenever you begin a new quest. As the name implies, this is a more modernized element ported from Skyrim. But it's one I absolutely love, and indeed, I have this mod installed on, no less than 15 separate Morrowind installs, both OpenMW and MWSE. I pretty much consider it to be a must-have. For one thing, it helps to highlight quest names, which in vanilla Morrowind were pretty easy to overlook, since they were only located in the journal index and nowhere else. And for another, it helps confirm whether or not you've actually finished a quest, for you'll get a notification for when a quest is complete. Plus, it's just a really cool visual element. The OpenMW version also includes notifications for whenever your journal is updated, and also for when you discover a new location. And all in all, it's just a great little mod that's an excellent addition to the game, whether or not you're using Quest Guider. But speaking of Quest Guider, just real quick, I would like to highlight some of the differences between the OpenMW and MWSE versions. Like the OpenMW version, a Quest Guider for MWSE comes with a new tracking map, accessible through the journal, that can display quest markers on the world map. Otherwise, though, it doesn't have the HUD or proximity icons. it does have handy tooltips to notify you of any quest givers or quest items inside a particular location. So you can hover your mouse cursor over a door, for example, and just immediately see what quest items or NPCs are inside. Also, the MWSE version has a quest data generation just built in-game. So every time you start the game with a new quest mod, you can just automatically generate quest data for quest markers just, right away. But anyway, that's just, a very quick overview of both mods here. And again, whether you're a fan of quest markers or no, you have to admit, this is just a really impressive mod from a technical standpoint. And if a little extra quest guidance is what you're looking for, I would just highly recommend checking these mods out. And with that, that's pretty much just everything there is to see here. So that's just our mod of the day. As always, I've been your host, Golf Guy. Thanks for watching, stay safe, stay healthy, happy modding, and I'll see you all next time.
Why should I speak with you, Dunmer?
Isn't there someone else?
I really can't help you, stranger.